Emma loved old things, dusty books, tarnished jewellery. She had a special place in her heart for anything that carried the weight of history, the essence of a bygone era. Each item she found was like a piece of a puzzle, connecting her to the past. Anything with a story to tell. She believed that every scratch, every tarnish, every worn-out page had a tale behind it, waiting to be discovered and cherished. One day she found a treasure. It was an ordinary day, but what she stumbled upon was extraordinary. It was a mirror tucked away in a dusty corner of a thrift store. Hidden among forgotten relics, it seemed to call out to her. Its ornate frame was covered in cobwebs. Scratches marred its surface. Yet beneath the grime and neglect, Emma saw something beautiful. But Emma saw its charm. She imagined the stories it could tell, the reflections it had seen over the years. She knew it would be perfect for her bedroom. With a sense of excitement, she carefully carried it out of the store, her heart racing with anticipation. Emma brought the mirror home. She cleaned it carefully. Its beauty shone through. The wood gleamed. The glass sparkled. It was as if the mirror had been waiting for someone to restore it to its former glory. She hung the mirror on her wall. It looked magnificent. It added a touch of elegance and history to her room, making it feel complete. Little did she know it held a dark secret, a secret that would soon reveal itself, changing her life in ways she could never have imagined. The first night, Emma felt strange. A cold shiver ran down her spine. She felt watched. Her eyes darted to the mirror. Nothing seemed out of place. She brushed it off. It was just her imagination. She was just nervous in a new place. The next morning, she woke up with a start. She felt uneasy. Something wasn't right. She looked around the room. Everything was in its place. But the feeling lingered. Days turned into nights. The feeling intensified. One night Emma woke up suddenly. Her heart pounded in her chest. She saw it. A dark figure stood in the mirror. It lurked behind her, barely visible. She whipped around. Empty. The room was empty. Had she imagined it? She tried to calm down. She told herself it was just a bad dream, but deep down she knew better. Section 4. The grin and growing fear. The shadow returned once again, more menacing than ever. Night after night it appeared in the mirror, lurking in the darkness, waiting for her. Each time it grew clearer, its form becoming more distinct and terrifying, its features slowly coming into focus, revealing a face that was both haunting and familiar. It had black voids for eyes, deep and empty, like endless pits of darkness. They seemed to bore into her soul, studying her, watching her every move, never blinking. Then one night it changed. The shadow smiled, a smile that was anything but friendly. It was a grotesque, twisted grin, filled with malice and dark intent. It sent chills down Emma's spine, a cold dread that she couldn't shake off. She jumped out of bed and ran to the mirror, her heart pounding in her chest. Nothing. There was nothing there. Emma's fear turned to terror, a deep, paralyzing terror that left her breathless and trembling. Section 5. Banishing the mirror. Emma couldn't take it anymore. She had to get rid of the mirror. She couldn't bear another night, another glimpse of the shadow. The next day she carried the mirror down to the basement. She placed it facing the wall. She felt a wave of relief wash over her. The mirror was gone. The shadow was gone. She was safe. At least that's what she thought. Section 6. A haunting conclusion. That night, Emma lay in bed. She felt safe again. The events of the past few days seemed like a distant nightmare. Then she heard it, a whisper, faint but clear. "I miss seeing you." Her blood ran cold. She sat up, heart pounding, straining to hear more. Footsteps, slow and heavy. They echoed through the silence of the night, each step growing louder, more menacing. Emma's breath quickened as she realized they were coming closer. They were coming from the basement. The doorknob rattled violently, as if someone was desperately trying to get in. The door creaked open with an agonizing slowness. The shadow stood there, its presence filling the room with dread. It smiled, a chilling grin that sent shivers down her spine. It reached for her, its hand cold and unyielding. The next morning, Emma's friends found her room empty. Her bed was cold, the sheets undisturbed. Panic set in as they called out her name, their voices echoing through the silent house. The mirror was back on the dresser, its surface gleaming ominously in the dim light. It seemed to hold secrets, reflecting a reality that was too terrifying to comprehend. On its surface, a single handprint. Emma was gone. The handprint was the only trace left of her, a haunting reminder of the night's events. The house fell silent once more, leaving behind an eerie stillness.